I want to welcome Wendell Champion next. Wendell is a graduate of West Point and proudly served his country all around the world. After his service, he earned his law degree and worked for a Fortune 200 company. He is currently the military liaison with the Harris County Sheriff's Office, and he teaches at the Sheriff's Academy, and what he does really focuses on PTSD and veteran care for our veterans and their families. Very important work there. Among his other passions, aside from his wife of 29 years, that's wonderful, and 2 adult children, in his work in his community, he works for Rainbow Housing Assistance Corporation, an organization that provides really service-enriched housing programs for people of rental housing communities, that is, throughout the country, and vocational training and Rainbow Scholars programs in and around the whole Texas 18th congressional district. So let's officially welcome Wendell up here. Apparently Carl has a nickname for you, Captain Champion.
There's a captain at West Point, so the name that he'll be running under is Captain Champion.
Captain Champion. Good to meet you. Oh, sorry, Captain. Here you go. Good to meet you.
Captain Champion. So thank you, Carl. I'm just going to say that. I was wondering whether or not I should get one of those emblems and put a big C on it, but I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
Maybe. But this is, Carl asked me to talk a little bit, and Jack had asked me to think about why run. And that's a very good question. What happens is we begin to think about what life is really all about, what we're experiencing in America, where it's going, and what are we going to do about it. Many people talk about change. I'm going to quote Barbara Jordan. Barbara Jordan was the first African-American congresswoman in the South, happens to be the historic figure for this district. So District 18 has a great significance in American history, but that's not why I'm running. She said, change. So if you're going to change, we talk about change, but what are you going to change to? What are you changing from, and what are you going to change to? And what we're seeing that's happening right now across the board, from New York, where I'm from, South Carolina, where I was born, all the way to California, and to Texas, where I live. What we're seeing is a change in America that we really can't afford. We can't afford it. We see what's happening, and we don't even need to call out the names of the individuals that are pushing the agendas. But the fact of the matter is, America is moving in a direction that we can ill afford. The moral changes that are coming down, we can't afford them. The economic changes that are coming down, we cannot afford them. When we talk about the challenges that little children have seeking their dreams in America, and some of the roadblocks that are being put forward, those roadblocks are put forward with words that cloak, as she says, the truth. So we need to do something to change that. And that change is going to require more than just rhetoric. The change requires more than just waking up and thinking that we want to do something because we want to feel important. That's not it. That's not enough. That's not good enough. We have to be willing to change, and change requires character. It's going to require commitment. It's going to require courage. And I assure you that getting into this battle requires courage.
You bet it does.
This requires a lot of courage. But it requires courage for other individuals like yourself to help. It requires courage for us to be willing to say, I can push away from what's being said. I can push away from what I've been told I have to do in order to really think about what the truth is and how that truth is going to resonate with the individuals that we have to take care of.
Well, thank you. I don't think everyone understands who's in that district right now. We should tell them who it is.
Sure. Ms. Sheila Jackson Lee is the congresswoman for that district. She's been there for 25 years by the time we get to 2020. And I will say to you, in 25 years, I was looking at some of the research. Over the last 10 years, she's sponsored some 300 or so bills. In 25 years, only 6 have made it through. Why is that significant? Because it speaks to the fact that things have not happened in 25 years that help the people that live there. And I've lived there for those 25 years, so I know, I see it, I'm on the ground. So it's not something that I just Johnny-come-lately. I see it. And we have children that are not being promoted. We have children that are not being progressive. And I'm going to say this one last thing. When I went to high school back in New York, I went to a very special school, all-boys military school. My mom and I were, she was a single mother, we lived on welfare, and I talked about the journey from welfare to West Point. And that's a huge journey, and that took a lot of courage for my mom, for me to be able to stand here. But up on the wall, on the bulletin board in our hallway, was a sign. And on that sign, it had pictures of General Patton, General Eisenhower, MacArthur, Sherman. And on top of it, it said, much of the history we teach were made by the people we taught. That stood with me since I was 14 years old. I'm asking you to help this effort so that we can say once again, much of the history we teach were made by the people we taught.
Thank you.